Hello and welcome to the Pretty Cars.
Episode 10.
It took us 3 times.
I just wanted to touch on something that I actually didn't pre-talk with you. I feel really bad because Dad and I might have raised you in a way that made you slightly more like dude things.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah. So like before you were just swishing water around in your mouth right next to the microphone, and I was just like,
I'm fucking gross.
damn, Pearl doesn't give none fucks. I was like, oh.
This is fair.
I was like, so what year in finishing school did you get to?
Yeah. That's a real sore point as well, because like the amount of times I'll be out to dinner with someone and they'll be like, decorum. And I'll be like, fuck off.
What, are you still not using cutlery?
No, I use cutlery. This is the thing. Like, what is this argument anymore? I use cutlery. I even know to go from the outside in.
Good girl.
Sorry, I'm so angry about this. I'm 24 years old and I'm still getting pestered about how I eat my food. Like,
hey, for a really long time.
I don't tell you how to live your life.
Be taller, Cairo.
Just be better.
Be better, God. No, I do think you've come a long way in the last 6 months.
Thanks.
No. But again, me and Dad, it was called the locker room. And if you spent enough time in the locker room,
Mum would always go away.
If she went away for 2-3 weeks,
for work,
she'd hit the fan. You didn't realise how there's always one person holding the household together.
Yeah.
In terms of like it looking nice and clean, and it just happened to potentially fall on Mum. Everyone did their part, but I can tell you what, when she left for 2 weeks,
bro down in the locker room.
You have to work everything out for yourself.
Yeah, actually,
it's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm living with Mum again now and have for the last few days.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long I'll live there, but it's good.
It's clean.
It's good.
She cooks for you?
She cooks. She makes sure there's a glass of water beside me, like all times. I'm like, where did this glass of water come from? But there's always one there. I'm very well hydrated at the moment. Which is good because I've had to quit wearing mascara because I'm subject to cry at any time of the day due to a few personal matters at the moment.
Right, yeah.
And so
you don't have waterproof mascara?
No, it's too hard to get off and I don't care that much.
So one thing that never made sense to me about RuPaul's Drag Race is they always ask them, so tell us what happened to you as a child when they're doing their makeup. And I'm like, why do you make these people talk while they're doing makeup? Because you make them tell the sob story and they're trying to do the makeup and it just starts pouring down the face. Waterproof makeup, where is it? Where is it at along the line? I understand there's waterproof mascara, but why is there not cry-proof makeup?
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure, actually, it's a way better marketing tool calling it cry-proof makeup rather than waterproof makeup.
Cry-proof makeup. Trademarked. Pearl and I own it now. For men and women.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, I've literally just, like, rubbed my eyes and then be like, fuck.
It doesn't seem
cold
fair.
Turkey.
It doesn't seem fair to make women pay for makeup to put on their faces and then, when they cry, which is probably more often than not a man's fault.
Yeah.
What's she supposed to do?
Yeah.
She got to go reapply that?
Yeah, girl.
Girl. It must be hard.
It is sometimes.
It must be tricky.
I'm
Natural beauty.
I'm crying on the inside.
So we kind of maybe mentioned in an episode or two ago that we were big Crystalia fans. And then I probably guessed within the last month or two, well, in the last few years since a couple of campaigns came along, there has been a lot of people that have gotten to the top and then what happens in the dark comes out in the light and you find out a few things about them, about their personal lives.
Did you just quote someone from a RuPaul episode?
Yeah. You got to use their ammunition back on them.
Yeah, love.
Anyway, the RuPaul thing being the fracking, and the consistent fracking
deriving minerals.
Deriving minerals, modern day farming. No, it's all a bit silly to advocate for any species of life to be treated equal whilst you're simultaneously selling out the entire group of
Yeah,
us.
I mean, we do put. I did bring this up with a friend, and it's like we do put an unnecessary, well, like a huge amount of pressure just because they're liberal in one way doesn't mean that they are like that they care for the environment. Just because they care for like equal rights of humans doesn't mean they care for the environment.
There seems to be a common misconception that the two are mutually exclusive, that somehow human life and the environment don't go hand in hand, which baffles me because you can't live without eating and you can't eat without growing food.
Wow.
Whether it be animals or plants.
100%.
And what do you use to feed those things? Water. So at some point you've kind of got to wake up for this kind of world you live in.
I love the fact that we use more land to grow food to feed animals than we
do to feed ourselves.
And we could just, anyway.
And the amount of homelessness that comes with the fact that we... this is
I'm glad I'm not wearing my mascara.
Hey, how about we mine the land to dig up the makeup to then make us cry later on about how we dug up the land? It doesn't make any sense when you actually look at it on paper. However, we digress. You get to it would appear that people get... Is this too early in the morning?
No.
Or did some things just shatter for you?
Yeah, I'm just like, the world's fucked. I hate everything.
Human existence to me is betting against Earth succeeding.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So, like, if I invest in shares in a mining company, or if I invest in rah-rah that does something like fracking, or if I fucking do something that invests in, killing of whales, like, what sort of a person are you? And why would you genuinely back against the world, the place you live, the Goldilocks zone of the entire universe?
Because people don't believe in climate change.
Because it's not even climate change though. The sheer volume of people versus the sustainability of any fucking thing. People don't believe that the world will end or that we can't sustain it. People don't believe that that's even a thing because it doesn't affect them in their short amount of time on the earth. Well, these are the people that think 5G towers are fucking,
Yeah, but these are the people that don't think scientists
they believe that the Bible is truth.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor.
Don't believe in scientists or fucking health professionals. It's like first to go when I'm in.
Oh. Hey, so I think you know how we spayed and neuter pets. Just saying, a couple of people probably don't need that nutsack.
Wait, how do you feel about vegans owning dogs? I don't know. It just popped into my mind.
As long as they're not feeding the dog vegan-based food.
Oh yeah, for sure. But is there like something about because how do you think they feel about domesticated animals? Don't you reckon? Is that a thing?
Well. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I can see the angle you're going. There's a good moral discussion there about. No, it's a good one. It's a good one.
I can't argue it
because I'm not a strong vegan. I don't have to make the case for them. I
have a dog.
Yeah, and I have a dog. I mean, I have a dog and a cat. There's a whole bunch of animals here. I don't eat a ton of meat myself personally. I probably have chicken or fish once or twice a week. I'm just, I'm each to their own. I don't think you need meat 3 meals a day.
Oh my gosh.
I don't necessarily think that you're a dickhead for whatever, but...
I'm a veggie, but like if someone cooks me a meal, I'm not going to be rude. But I have my girlfriend that's like, I'm quit smoking. She's like, she proclaims to everyone that she's quit smoking, but she smokes from like Thursday to Sunday.
Oh my God.
I love it so much. She's like, yeah, I've quit. And then she's buying a deck with me last night.
I love these people. They're the best. Yes, honey,
but
you're
it's
quitting.
It's become an ongoing joke. It's like, yeah. She's not a
smoker.
smoker.
I'm quitting, I swear. Lighter. I think people either get to the point where they go, okay, I'm going to say it out loud and then it's going to take me a little bit, but I'll get there if I keep saying it out loud enough. Or, and this isn't necessarily your friend, there's people that are just lost in delusion and don't remember that they said the same shit a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's been a year's time since.
I think maybe they're looking for someone to hold them accountable. Like I think with my girlfriend, it's got nothing to do with that. It's just a joke now.
No, I like where you're going.
But like it's...
They want someone to call them on it?
Yeah. Why would you say it so many times? It's like, can you hear yourself?
Yeah. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's people that do that with not just like quitting smoking.
No.
Like people stuck in vortexes and loops that can't get out of them.
Yeah.
You know, like self-indulgent, self-obsessed people that don't remember the last person they told the exact same conversation to, and you're like, champ, we had this conversation.
Yeah.
3 times.
You are a person.
You're a person. Time to wake up, you know. Start to be wokey.
Fuck.
Stop sleeping. Stay woke, fam.
Never used the word woke, but I fucking love that. Now stay woke. Childish Gambino? Yeah.
I love Childish.
I love Childish Gambino.
I love Childish
Donald
Gambino.
Glover. That's his name.
Donald Glover.
Great actor.
What an impressive person.
Oh my gosh, we totally digressed. Weren't we going to talk about Chris D'Elia?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, Chris D'Elia, RuPaul.
I hope the Childish Gambino hasn't done anything bad because I love him.
I know, and that's the thing. So we're talking about like your superstar idol, your person that brings you together with someone else that maybe you and your sibling or whatever, you're just like, oh my God, that one quote or rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, like we literally quote Chris D'Elia all
we watched
the
that
bloody
shit
time.
on fucking repeat. And yeah, for those of you who follow the news, it's just kind of tricky to, I guess, idolize someone and then find out that, you know, like I said before, the things that happen in the dark come out in light. And it's, you know, I guess everyone's got their own different opinions on X, Y, and Z. But yeah, you just can't get to that point of superstardom and think you can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The glass shatters.
The glass shatters for the people who love you and for yourself. But the bigger problem is that America loves a good comeback story. So you can do the most fucked up shit in the fucking world, fall to the ground, and then make this biopic comeback 10 years later, and everyone's like,
Have you got an example?
Lance Armstrong!
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Okay, maybe not as bad as maybe what's Chris D'Elia.
I was going to be like Chris Brown. Like I don't.
Well, Chris Brown, like
he's
still releasing #1 songs, right? Like
has he? I really haven't heard. Like I maybe just subconsciously.
Just chucking his name on anything will automatically generate Spotify plays. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
sure. Yeah.
This is the problem with the music industry.
Oh my gosh, she's released an album in 2020.
Is you can do some shit and then you can just be quiet for Ja Rule is still relevant after Fire Festival. People are like playing Ja Rule music or whatever, and he fucked an entire island in the Bahamas over. He screwed those people over with the other mate who went to jail, but apparently everyone's like, even though what he did was technically and morally incorrect, it wasn't a jailable offence.
Do you think that Ja Rule, but I mean, I remember watching the Fire Festival doco. I can't quite recall all the facts, but was Ja Rule like privy to the fact that that festival was doomed to fail? Like that there wasn't a good enough organisation, someone who was organising? Like that guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy
he would have been pulling the wool over a lot of people's eyes.
Right.
But, there's no way he didn't know at least 10% and didn't go along with it.
But how many people are there in this world that can convince you that like
it's true
something is going to happen or that they're going to do something that they're just so not? That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Who the hell is Hamish?
Yeah. I mean, con artists.
Con artists. So you mentioned Who the Hell is Hamish? The Who the Hell is Hamish podcast. If you haven't gone and seen it, it's like 10 episodes. It will fucking
amazing
blow your mind. You got me onto that. It's awful. You got me onto that. And that was a big turning point for me to start to go, you know what? You just can't trust everyone that you know. And
100%.
2 out of 5 people will screw you.
I think that like, I don't think it comes down to education when you're dealing with a con artist.
Yeah.
Like
right.
Who the Hell is Hamish is a really great podcast about this guy, Hamish. He's a con artist and he basically cons people out of their super
smart people too.
And all their money and says that he's going to invest it and then he uses all the money that he gets, pay it's an
pay the last person off, rents the cars, makes it look Ponzi scheme.
Makes him look super professional. But really clever people got conned by him. Yeah. Really smart people.
Yeah. So if you get conned, it's okay.
People. Like,
don't feel dumb for being conned by a con man because America's got Donald Trump for a president. Like you will be conned in your life. It is all about recognizing the con and going, okay, I got conned there. I need to be smarter next time. And also, here's the other thing.
What's the difference between someone who just talks a lot of shit and a con man?
One of them grows up.
One of them goes to jail?
One of them grows up.
Grows up?
Nah. Talk shit and actual follow through. There's harmlessness and then there's deceptiveness.
Yeah.
I think there's harmless shit talkers out there who, yeah, okay, they run their mouth or whatever, but you can tell because the actual lifestyle they live is not living up to the story that they tell.
They're probably not, and they're not capitalizing on
The
all their
difference
shit
between
talking.
the difference between the Hamish thing is that he was selling the image plus the verbal diarrhea. So he was painting the image for you, presenting it, and sucking people in. Whereas shit talkers, you know, if you're good enough, you can pick that shit. Because the thing is like, no one's life is that dramatic. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of like, you know, average day-to-day Joe, social media.
Yeah.
No one's life is that fantastic.
Yeah.
Unless you're going out of your way to consistently create crazy content that makes it look like you live a certain way.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone else's life is pretty much like, I like this TV show, this is my drink,
True.
That's what I like for breakfast, don't wake me up in the morning.
I
think if you chalk it right down,
and I think there's
we're
a real,
habitual.
Yeah, 100%.
By
Yeah,
nature.
no, you're right.
Right? So the idea that people push the boundaries when you're watching someone's TikTok.
Oh, TikTok's fucking gone. It's going.
Going? Like going off or going?
No, it's like, it's the end of an era.
What does that mean? Did you listen to that sentence you just said? TikTok, it's going.
TikTok is going.
Going what?
Because China owns it and they're data collecting. And so everyone's getting people off, you know this, surely. It's headline news.
I knew about it, you know.
All right.
I knew China owned TikTok, but I didn't know that there was some fucking, everyone was like, hey guys, let's go back to MySpace. Do you know what I mean? Like, what, like, are there campaigns?
India's banned it. Like, Korea's banned it. Like countries are banning TikTok because of China. Anyway, let's park that one. I don't know enough about it, to be honest. That's
another fucking wormhole to go down. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm so glad because I resisted, because I think as an artist, you have to kind of be realistic about the fact that you really need to use social media to your advantage, which means that you have to put a fair bit of time into social media, and it's not something that I would choose to do if it didn't go hand in hand with my career.
Yes.
Business.
Yeah.
And so TikTok is one of those things where I was like, are you serious? Do I really have to do this?
Yeah.
Like, because I would never make these videos. Like, I would never show this. It's not even me. Like, it's not even half the people on there. Like,
these people don't do these things day to day. Like, the very idea that you would follow yourself around with a camera or that someone would follow you around with a camera happens to a very small percentage of people that are actually worth watching. And the biggest misconception, thanks to a lot of generations that have told us we're amazing and we can be anything we want, is that we just turned out to be really good at backflipping off playgrounds. Like,
you were good at that.
Well, I wasn't doing it when there was a fucking camera. I was doing it for shits and giggles with my mates, not to fucking go viral.
I have a vivid memory of you doing a backflip off Flat Rock in Bondi on Australia Day, and it was on Bondi Rescue, and you're wearing an Australian flag on your back.
Oh yeah. Oh, wasn't it was it on Google Earth?
Ute Life.
No, Butte Life.
Butte Life.
Not quite there, but yeah, Butte Life, when we used to pull up 3 utes next to each other and open the trays and like just play bangers and have a barbecue off one of them. It was either on Google Earth, that was like the Google Maps was taking a photo either
really?
that
No, I
day.
remember it being Bondi Rescue.
It's Bondi Rescue.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, I think they both occurred. Take me back to the sweet lives.
What's your favorite? Like, what's your guilty pleasure song at the moment? Like that you just like get some. Like you put it on repeat.
Oh,
like it amps you up.
I feel really bad because that's a music question. You put me on the spot, and I should really know this.
Mine is the 1975 I Always Want to Die Sometimes.
I've been playing that before and I really liked it.
I always want to die Sometimes. I'm like, feels. Love this.
Yeah, it's just speaking to me in so many ways. My go-to song that I just go, fuck yeah. I don't necessarily have a specific like.
I think it changes all the time.
Yeah, it changes all the time for sure. More often than not, it's a Skrillex song though.
Yeah, fair.
But not like a romper. It's more like Face Your Fears or Favor. So it's more like a pop kind of song than a bass music kind of song. Lyrically charged.
A little pop boy.
Little pop boy.
Pop boy.
You know what I realized the other day?
Ready for this one?
I'm not over EDM.
I don't.
Let me go.
Can I say something controversial? I don't think the world is over EDM. I don't think people realize that they're listening to EDM when they are.
Yeah, no, totally. That's fantastic point. People always like EDM's dead. I hate EDM. No, EDM became pop.
You're listening to it right now.
EDM became pop. What's being played on the radio? Diplo. What's being played on the radio? Skrillex. You know, you go through the list. There'll be a bloody, you know, what's that Jackie Chan song? Might have had Post Malone on it, but it was more about Tiesto and
Jackie
Zuko.
Chan?
Yeah.
As in like the Kung Fu.
Yeah, there's a song he wrote a song called Jackie Chan.
Oh, I thought you were like Jackie Chan wrote a song, and I was like, sick. Why wasn't that big more of a thing?
I know, right? Rush Hour. It's called Rush Hour.
What?
I listened to that Jackie Chan song. Jackie Chan's a badass. You're right.
EDM is electronic dance music, and pop is just popular music. So like,
and pop is probably pretty much made electronically these days, people. So don't, you know.
But pop is just whatever's popular at the time.
Yeah. No, you're true. And EDM has evolved in many ways, shapes, and forms, and like broadened its hooks into different genres. But the thing is like I miss the moments of the euphoria of, I guess, big room house, and not necessarily the mainstream cheese like your Swedish House Mafias, but more like your Porter Robinsons and your Matt Zoes, guys who made genuinely beautiful, euphoric music that hit you in a way that made you want to do a lot of those things. Now, I'm not against all the new music. I'm down with the kids. I stay relevant.
I love Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like all these artists, Dua Lipas, your BB Rexes, all those vocalists are insane. But they just slowed down EDM to about a pop tempo kind of dance EDM banger.
I think it's all just morphing into the same thing. I mean, my Pearl the Girl project, I'm just like trying to make it more electronic at the moment, and it's just becoming...
As opposed to less acoustic instrumental?
Less rock. Well, it's rock, but it's like incorporating more of an electronic feature.
Yeah.
That's just the way of the world. It's like the better quality things get,
Yeah, and life's so cyclical that it'll all come back eventually in that buffered up bigger state because the technology or the whatever got better at being that.
Except...
You got to take a break from things at times.
Rock music is an interesting one in that sense. Like, I think the more... the better the technology gets, the more pop rock becomes. Because it's like... For me, rock, when you think of like Rolling Stones and the Strokes, it's all really lo-fi, like not lo-fi, but all really low quality, like live, really fucking live, right?
Yeah,
and like now, you get a 16-year-old listening to the Rolling Stones. It's like they just hear that and they're like, oh, like that's not aesthetic. That's like not pleasing.
Mixing and mastering standards today have ruined a lot of older music for me, especially when it comes to potentially DJing or playing it. Like unless it's digitally remastered, for the time it was probably brilliant. And considering that they were putting it on CDs and vinyl, I'm sure it made a lot of sense. But the way people can produce and mix things down and do things today with the plugins and all the other bits and pieces. You can do it so much easier and get this amazing quality sound. And just like everything improves over time. So the quality of sound really kind of...
It's really important that songs are gridded as well. Like you don't have a drummer just playing like their groove anymore. You know, it has to be right in time with the beat and with the metronome, you know, because when you do go to play it at a DJ set...
You can't mix that.
You can't mix that.
It's trickier. But I mean, that's only for the benefit of the DJ, not for the actual band or the musician themselves.
Yeah, but it's the listener as well. Like,
so you reckon they've dumbed down drum melody patterns and made them more on than off because...
I wouldn't say they dumbed it down, but they've definitely regimented it.
Right.
That was the right word, yeah.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. Well done. No, it was just...
Abort!
You get a star on the star chart. Well, we could keep talking about our opinion on music for bloody, at least another
fucking
good
cares?
7 minutes. But no one really gives a shit at the end of the day because we're probably just providing a minor blip of escapism from the reality that is noise.
Oh my
How do you
gosh,
feel
wait,
about
just
ADS
quickly. I've been
ADSR?
listening to
What is it?
ASMR.
ASMR.
It doesn't float my boat. It's fine. Float someone's though. It's whatever.
Does it float your boat? Hey.
I've been listening to Sleep Stories
Oh, yeah.
voiced by
Your dad.
Matthew McConaughey. It's so good. It makes me want to have like just a crisp glass of wild turkey.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
just
say.
sink into my pillow. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah. Mr. McConaughey. He's got that salty
And
voice, doesn't
tonight,
he?
I'm listening to a Sleep Story by Harry Styles. Very excited. One Direction.
Unless he sung it to you, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good idea though to have like famous actors or artists like read you bedtime stories.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's a market for it for sure, but unless he's sitting next to me and then tucks me in with like the rest of 1D, like sleep, have a nice sleep, our little prince. We love you.
Dream about watermelon sugar.
We love you.
Okay, thanks for listening.
Hey
Bye.
Zane, you were flat.